Kevin here on behalf of Simple Tech Reviewers, today doing a how-to on cable management. I have two examples of PCs here. We have the one on the right that we just built for daily use and multimedia. And on the left we have my personal gaming PC. We have a Cooler Master TX3 cooler here. Tower style cooler with a 80mm exhaust fan. We have a GTX 460. We have a secondary GTS 250 for PhysX, not running in SLI. This is a Core i3 powered PC. The Core i3 has been overclocked to 3.8 GHz. It's the Core i3 530 that comes from 2.9 GHz from the factory. We have two 120mm fans in the case. We have an exhaust fan, and we have, as well as an intake fan there. We have a 1TB hard drive, a 600-watt Antec power supply unit, modular, and this is the PC that we built. It's got the AMD Phenom 2 Black Edition. And you can see that both of the computers are fairly well cable managed. This one here has the Thermaltake V3 Black Edition case. This one has the Logistix 636 CM Red Edition, red and black. We both have power supplies that are bottom mounted. They're fairly modern cases, so they're bottom mounted. Let's start with this one first. On this one, it was fairly easy because the Logistix case that we got here provided us with cable management holes that allowed us to route the main power supply cables to the motherboard and to the CD drives and hard drives. So it was fairly easy. Everything went to the back, so you would never see it. We have the motherboard front mount connectors right here. Fairly well cable managed, as well as the front mount USB. And everything just routes from the back, so you don't see much of the wiring. We have an 80mm exhaust fan, as well as an 80mm intake fan in the front, and everything's just tucked out of the way. It looks really neat. This one, on the other hand, looks a bit messy because the Thermaltake V3 case didn't provide us with any of the cable management holes that the Logistix case provided us with. As you can see, we have a lot of messy cables on the bottom. Built this computer 2 years ago. I guess cases with cable management weren't readily available in the market, so I had to make do with what I had. So everything's really cramped. We have a micro ATX motherboard. We have lots of cooling here. As you can see, we got the fat heatsink for the GTS 250 PhysX card. Another fat heatsink here for the GTX 460 graphics card. They're really close together, so I would imagine this area here gets pretty hot because I do have both of these cards running overclocked with the MSI Afterburner application. But we do have more fans in this computer. We have a 120, as I mentioned earlier, sucking in fresh air, and then we have a 120 in the rear exhausting the gas, as well as a fairly beefy 80mm fan exhausting air through the top of the case. And I also have another 120mm fan on the top of the case there. On this computer here, we managed to hide most of the major cables behind the hard drive bay area, so we did do a fairly good job on cable management there. On this one, it was way easier to cable manage. So a word of advice when you're building your own computer, be sure to buy a case with good cable management. Look through all the pictures. I know Newegg and Tiger Direct are good sites to browse through the galleries of the cases. Make sure you got these cable management holes. They're little oval holes, as you can see there. Make sure you got those at least. Some of them even come grommeted, so they have a rubber grommet that hides the cables even further. But be sure to get those, or else you'll end up with a little bit of a mess. But all in all, if you really want a cable management, be sure to use zip ties to hold the cables back. push as many cables back as you can out of the site. This promotes good airflow, in turn leading to lower case temperatures and the ability of being able to overclock higher. And that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you enjoy our videos, please do remember to subscribe to Simple Tech Reviewers. We appreciate it. Like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. We got all the links to our channel. And Kevin here on behalf of Simple Tech Reviewers signing out. Thanks for watching, guys.